Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Good morning.
I have a couple of questions about the line items within, particularly in the bonding section of this budget proposal. I note, after discussing this with Acting Secretary Quigley, the economic growth bond of $675 million. What is that?
It is a growth initiative. There are multiple program needs that we hope to address. First and foremost, one of those one-time gimmicks that we use to balance the current year budget is that we drained two of the Commonwealth's most important loan programs to grow business and new investment in the state, the Machinery and Equipment Loan Fund and the Small Business First Fund. Those programs had $180 million of their assets transferred to the general fund to balance our current year budget. What those transfers meant is that commitments that had been made to companies to grow jobs, to fund business expansion that was planned in the Commonwealth had to receive letters to say while the state had made a commitment to them, there may be a pause or delay in us being able to fund those commitments. So the first piece of that bond would provide $100 million to recapitalize the PETA fund. If you know now what we did, or one action taken by the General Assembly as part of the 14-15 budget plan, was to collapse all of our existing or several of our existing loan programs into the PETA fund for better management of all of those loan proceeds going forward. So the first $100 million will simply recapitalize through PETA those two loan programs. The second component would provide about $250 million, excuse me, to recapitalize a very successful Business in Our Sights program. That was one of the initiatives that the Rendell administration began in the early 2000s. The purpose of that program is to provide site infrastructure investment to create shovel-ready sites for new development. That program, run through the CFA, I believe is today viewed as one of the best success stories in the CFA programs that they've administered. And our hope is that we could at this point recapitalize that program because the need is significant throughout the state, and while we do have some loan repayments to recapitalize or provide future commitments already, those repayments are modest, probably totaling not more than $25 or $30 million annually to this point. I believe you were alluding to some of the DEP programs that would be funded.
About 5 minutes ago I was.
There will be about $225 million in new affordable energy investments that will be made.
Could you stop right there and define what that is?
There's an array of programs that would be funded. We want to provide support for all energy programs across all specters. In other words, what I mean by that is while we would make some investments for alternative energy programs, for example, a $50 million recapitalization of our Sunshine Solar Investment Program, we would also make some clean energy investments for our traditional energy sectors, and even a $25 million program that we call a last mile initiative. And what that program tries to do is bring natural gas pipelines to end users as part of a coordinated strategy to try to make the best use of our Marcellus Shale resources, our natural gas resources that can be reinvested to grow our economy.
So it's not $675 million for wind farms and solar, as Secretary Quigley might have told us.
Again, I think some of that alternative energy investment is part of the proposed plan, but obviously, as I've stated, the growth plan would make investments across all energy sectors and in several other areas of our economy. Again, to augment, I might say, most importantly, fixing our business tax climate, making sure that in the future we bring down our corporate net income tax rate and have a business climate that can be productive in attracting new business investment.
So we are intending to restart wind programs similar to Gamesa, solar programs similar to Evergreen?
Our hope is that Pennsylvania can become a world energy leader in multiple sectors. We have a tremendous opportunity. We've focused maybe most heavily on Marcellus shale resources and that opportunity, which is great. But we have an opportunity to be a world energy leader in multiple energy sectors. Westinghouse has, for decades, been a major or the major nuclear provider. Wind energy, to your point, Gamesa was a major investor in the Commonwealth. We have an opportunity to grow that opportunity going forward, and several other energy sectors provide similar opportunities.
Mr. Secretary, is Gamesa still located in Pennsylvania?
We hope to, again, grow that investment, yes.
We put money into them before, and they left, and now we want to put money into them again to come back. Is that about right?
Again, I can't stress enough, we don't want to put our eggs in any one single basket. Across all energy sectors, we have tremendous opportunities to create a very competitive energy environment here in Pennsylvania. We can compete and be a world energy leader in energy production across multiple sectors.
Sir, those of us out in the gas and coal fields would contend we already were. Now, here's my question. I noticed the bonding. You're going to pay the debt service on that bond just how? On 675, partially from a severance tax?
The severance tax that we put in place, while the vast majority of resources will be reserved to fund our future investments in education, off the top of that of those tax receipts will first come the $225 million that I talked about earlier that will replace the receipts or the current programs, both local and state, that are funded through our impact fee. We will use a modest amount of funding to provide additional DEP enforcement in the field, and then we will fund the future debt service requirements from the growth bond that we've been talking about previously. That will be incremental. It will be on a pay-as-you-go basis, much like we fund the CFA debt programs now. What I mean by that is in the 16-17 fiscal year, which would be the first year that we would be making any debt service payments, we have a cap in the authorizing legislation of $15 million for that debt service cost. That will grow to $30 million, we believe, in the 17-18 fiscal year, and then going forward thereafter, the cap on the total amount of debt service once it's issued will be about $55 million.
So we're going to take money out of a booming industry that's employing tens of thousands in Western PA, and we're going to give it to another one we hope comes back.
Again, we're going to reinvest those proceeds for the entire state to benefit. We have a tremendous opportunity to make our state a world energy leader in multiple energy sectors. We have an opportunity to use Marcellus shale resources from a tax that's in place in every other producing state now, and a tax that we should have had in place already, but hope to put in place on January 1 of 2016, use the bulk of those proceeds to pay for the education investments that I talked about earlier, but to also do and address some of these other critical needs that can benefit all taxpayers no matter where they live throughout our Commonwealth.